What's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken and welcome back to another video. Season 3 has brought about a lot of new changes to the realm and the meta within, and a lot of damage champions are superbly strong in the right hands. So in this video, I'll be going over my picks for the top 5 strongest damage champions in Paladins, midway through 2020. Keep in mind that this list is from a PC perspective, though a lot of the picks on this list are extraordinarily strong on console too. Also, keep in mind that this list is simply my opinion, though I've put a lot of thought and consideration into that opinion to make this list as accurate as possible. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the number 5 spot. Number 5. Victor. In the number 5 spot on this list we have Victor, Hi-Rez's favorite Slavic punching bag for their new champion trailers and Call of Duty clone. Victor has two viable playstyles revolving around cardio and burst mode, with the latter being what most people use today. Cardio lets Victor run around like an annoying fly buzzing around your room which you can't seem to swat down, and survive truckloads of damage while staying in good shape. In conjunction with Scramble, which reduces damage taken by up to 15% while using Hustle, Victor becomes one of the hardest damage champions to kill for the sheer amount of bullets you'll need to send his way in order to finally finish him off. However, with Burst Mode, Victor goes from being the cockroach of the damage class to being a powerhouse of a war machine, dealing up to 990 damage over each of his 3-round bursts if he only hits headshots. This absolutely mean talent is useful at almost any range, allowing Victor to take on snipers and close quarters flanks alike. Not only that, but he can make use of the insanely powerful card Predator to gain 40% lifesteal on every shot while scoped in, which is a lot of healing with this talent. Burst Mode does exactly what the name suggests. It bursts everything down until the enemy team is reduced to dust. Victor's Frag Grenade is also a useful tool for dealing area damage and denying cover, since he can bounce it off of any surface and use the power of advanced trigonometry to make sure his grenade always finishes off the low HP targets who run in fear from his burst rifle. His barrage is also incredibly useful for taking out targets super far away, dumping massive amounts of damage onto enemy tanks, or combining with a Sarah's ultimate to completely wipe out the entire enemy team. All in all, Victor is an incredibly useful and powerful damage champion who can hold his own in a fight and be a valuable asset to any team. Number 4. Vivian. At the number 4 spot we have Vivian, who is the absolute easiest champion to play on this list. Vivian has an extremely simple yet powerful base kit, with a machine gun that has a monstrous magazine capacity and deals a ton of damage with each shot, a reveal drone that makes Skye and Strix cry in agony, and a shield which she can put up when she's scared of the Androxus coming her way. Her ultimate is literally just more damage piled onto her primary fire through her friends, which are two missile-launching pizza drones that will relentlessly hammer rockets into the enemy Vivian is targeting, and they last indefinitely until either Vivian dies or the drones get destroyed. Pretty straightforward. Her base kit alone is enough to make a tank-shredding machine and a force to be reckoned with in any duel, but where her real strength lies is in her loadout cards, which are all insanely strong and allow Vivian to have some incredibly versatile builds. My personal favorite is her Nitro build, which uses one step ahead to grant her a whopping 30% increased base movement speed, as well as Eyes on the Pride for pinpoint accuracy while scoped. Vivian can also be a tank, since she is able to buff her shield's health by 850 points and transfer 50% of the damage she takes while it's active to the shield itself, making her very hard to kill. Alternatively, she has an anti-stealth build, which makes her reveal persist for 5 seconds after the poor Skye or Strix leaves the range of the drone, and she can also throw the drones out almost constantly with Controlling Nature, which lets her reduce the cooldown with each shot she lands. But we're not done yet! If you thought 70 ammo was pretty low and you'd like to never worry about ammo again, she has an infinite ammo build through the combination of hidden reserves and unchecked ambition, which makes it so every shot you land on an enemy while in precision sights has a 100% chance to not consume ammo. Or you can go for a max healing build, combining her maximum of 25% base lifesteal with the Crack the Whip's 40% lifesteal against the poor Strix who is revealed by your sensor drone. The amount of build diversity this champion has is honestly insane. You can have a loadout for every situation imaginable. Not only that, but her talents are pretty good too. Opportunity and Chaos goes great with an infinite ammo build, since it lets you absolutely shred tanks with a 10% increased damage after firing for 2 seconds. Or go for Booby Trap and incorporate some crowd control into your build, letting the drone explode for 600 damage and knock enemies off the map if they get close. Or, if you really hate dying, go Suspect Everyone with a tank build and never die again. Vivian is one of the lowest skill champions in the game, but her undeniably strong base kit and build diversity earns her the number 4 spot on this list. Number 3. Strix. I don't think Hi-Rez can ever truly take this champion out of the meta. Strix has received a whole slew of nerfs in Season 3, yet he's still one of the most annoying champions to play against and one of the most rewarding champions to play with. Strix is one of the two true snipers in Paladins, with a quick-firing sniper rifle that allows you to quickscope or no-scope if you really desire, though no-scopes are incredibly inaccurate. He can also go invisible, which can make anticipating him from far away almost impossible unless you have godly game sense. His second stance lets him bring out a rapid-fire pistol with a large magazine and a decent amount of damage per shot, letting him hold his own in close quarters combat. He can also deploy a flare, which will reveal anybody within a large radius around it. And if someone gets too close for comfort, or if he wants to sow confusion on the objective, he can throw out a flashbang grenade which will completely blind enemies for a few seconds, waning in duration the farther away they are from the grenade. This makes Strix an incredibly difficult sniper to flank, unless you're Bounce House Buck. But Bounce House Buck makes flanking everyone trivial, so who really cares? Strix is the best counter to Drogos in the game by far with his sniper rifle, and his high damage output can make short work of tanks and enemy damage champions alike. Short-range champions like Fernando, Maldamba, and Tyra have almost no counter to him unless they can somehow get close to him, which is easier said than done without a strong movement ability and the element of surprise, and it's made even harder when they're revealed by his flare, allowing him to see their every move. Strix's loadout cards are rather strong too, allowing him to generate his ultimate incredibly quickly with Roost, have an absurd amount of ammo in each weapon with infused crystals, and reposition incredibly quickly in stealth with tactical retreat. Each of his talents are pretty good too. Nocturnal gives him much more use out of his stealth, letting him reposition more often and hide away from flankers if need be. Alternatively, unauthorized use lets him deal with flankers much easier, allowing his flare to do 250% base damage and travel much quicker, at the cost of it not being able to reveal anymore. This lets him burst down a flanker incredibly quickly in his pistol stance through the combination of the flare's damage and his pistol's DPS output. Finally, Crackshot sacrifices his ability to land headshots by letting him ignite enemies for 3 seconds, dealing an additional 50 damage over time and revealing them while the damage is active. All of his talents can be helpful in the right circumstance, and in conjunction with his powerful base kit, Strix becomes one of the best damage champions in the realm and earns the number 3 spot on this list. Number 2. Cassie. In the number 2 spot we have an incredibly old, incredibly powerful champion, Cassie. Cassie's burst is incredibly tough to deal with, since she shoots one hard-hitting crossbow bolt every 3/4 of a second, and she can combine these with a blast shot or a disengage to really hammer an enemy with damage. She's one of the burstiest champions in the game for sure, but she's got some great mobility as well with her dodge roll, which she can have up incredibly frequently with the right loadout cards. And for her ult, she can reveal the entire enemy team to her entire team, and gain an additional 30% movement speed on top of it. She has a super strong base kit which isn't too hard to master, since her projectiles are almost hit scan. On top of that, her talents are great. Impulse lets her use Blast Shot more frequently and makes it do more damage, making it great for disposing of squishy flankers and damage champions. Alternatively, Big Game makes fighting any tank trivial for her, since each shot after hitting disengage will do immense damage to tanks with large health pools like Rom. Exaction is her highest skill talent since it requires good aim and often the use of flick shots to use and be strong. However, if you can use this talent well in conjunction with a good dodge roll build, then you can be rolling around like Sonic and doing as much damage as him too. These different talents let Cassie take on any situation she faces with relative ease. As with all the other champions on this list, her loadout cards are great too. From reducing her cooldowns drastically, to self-heals and knockback on her blast shot, to a failsafe card which resets the cooldown of dodge roll if she gets low on health, Cassie can adapt to any situation and be well equipped to destroy her enemies. She's got great burst, great mobility, and a super solid kit. This makes her the queen of the damage class and earns her the number 2 spot on this list. Number 1. Bomb King. Bomb King has always been one of the absolute best champions in the game, going as far back as his release. Bomb King has one of the strongest base kits in the damage class, with a great balance between high DPS and powerful crowd control abilities. Bomb King's main form of dealing damage is throwing out sticky bombs every 0.7 seconds, which do 900 damage apiece once you detonate them. This lets him burst down any squishy champion in mere seconds, but he can deal truckloads of damage to tanks too. His Grumpy Bomb is one of the best area denial abilities in the game, because it forces people to run away from it, take cover, or risk being stunned and most likely killed. His Poppy Bomb is one of the most versatile abilities in the game, able to be used defensively or as a movement ability, which a skilled BK player can use to access just about anywhere on any map, or send enemy players falling to their doom. The Poppy Bomb has superb vertical mobility, which is something none of the other champions on this list have at all. And of course, his ultimate ability is incredibly strong too, dealing 2500 damage and stunning whoever survives so that he can finish them off with sticky bombs. Like Victor's ult, this works extremely well in combination with the Sarah's ult. As with all the other champions on this list, BK has some strong loadout cards which serve to supplement his already incredible base kit. He can have his Poppy Bomb up almost constantly with Backdraft, heal with each Sticky Bomb regardless of if it hits an enemy, reload faster, move faster after a kill, knock enemies back harder and farther than any knockback ability in the game, and even stun for half a second longer with his Grumpy Bomb, which works wonders with Accelerant. Speaking of talents, Bomb King has no bad talent. Royal Subjects is great for confirming hits easier and negating cover such as Khan's shield with their increased radius. Chain Reaction can two-shot many squishy damage champions, and just a few bombs can be enough to wipe out a tank from full health to 0. Accelerant is helpful for landing stuns more frequently and securing more kills, though at the cost of some of your area denial because the bomb won't be keeping enemies away as long. Bomb King has high burst, great crowd control, fantastic mobility, and a superb ult. He can absolutely decimate everyone in the game with enough practice, and Bomb King is undoubtedly the king of the damage class, who is in my opinion the strongest damage champion in Paladins. But anyways, that's the end of this video. What do you guys think of my list? Do you agree with my picks, or do you think someone else deserves the #1 spot? Let me know in the comments down below, or by joining my Discord where you can pick up tips, leave suggestions, and become a part of our active community. Also make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload from me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.